Formative assessment is ongoing assessment that monitors student learning during the learning process. Unlike summative assessments, formative assessments happen throughout a unit, rather than at the end. Formative assessments provide valuable feedback to both teachers and students over the course of instruction.
Formative assessments can fit into 4 main categories. The first category is observation. Examples of this category include field notes, journals, running records, and observation checklists. The second category is conversations. These can take the form of surveys, interviews, and teacher-student conferences. Self-evaluation is the third category of formative assessments. Examples of self-evaluation are exit slips, rubrics, checklists, process reflections, and student-led conferences. The final category is artifacts of learning, which includes a variety of samples of student work. One very common misconception is the thought that formative assessments are a singular item or static noun. In reality, formative assessments are a continuous process and series of actions, a verb. They're constantly evolving and shaping the decisions made in daily instruction. Teachers must use caution in today's assessment environment to not confuse a formative assessment with mini-summative assessments. Mini-summative assessments are generally designed to increase student performance on their summative assessment, and they serve as a means of control. A formative assessment should be embedded in the instruction and connect to the teaching and learning that is occurring at the exact moment.
Now that you know more about formative assessments, you may be wondering what steps you can take to use that data to inform instruction. Formative assessments are one of the most important and useful methods of acquiring data on student growth. First, how can you use formative assessment data prior to lesson delivery? Pre-assessments are a great way to gauge an understanding of what background knowledge students already have with your content. You can apply the information you get from pre-assessments into your future lessons by spiraling content to students' prior experiences. When delivering a lesson, there are also several ways to administer formative assessments to determine where students are in their understanding of the target concept. Brief quizzes, thumbs up, thumbs down, and informal observations are all ways to quickly identify where students are in their learning and where you need to go next. For example, if you are teaching a lesson on verbs and find that after 5 practice sentences, all students can correctly identify the verb without much hesitation, you could assume that students are ready to move on either to more complex practice or to another concept. After lesson delivery, further analysis of data might be necessary. Teachers can administer formative assessments after lesson delivery to measure individual student growth as well as whole group learning.
Teachers should use formative assessments throughout a lesson, allowing students to assess his or her own progress, as well as being resources to other students. Teachers and students can then make necessary adjustments with this feedback. Formative assessments should be used to determine what and how students are learning, so instruction then can be modified accordingly while the learning is still in progress. These assessments for all students' progress provide a more realistic and authentic portrait of the student's capacities, as well as her or his strides in both language acquisition and content area learning.
With all of the feedback and information that teachers are receiving during formative assessments, teachers are able to make decisions about differentiation and the pace of instruction in the classroom. The continuous collection of formative assessment data and providing feedback to English language learners can help to advance them in their literacy skills, development, and growth in the classroom. While using formative assessments in the classroom, Teachers should observe the interactions of CLD students and listen to their language output. This information could help teachers to make decisions about future instruction in the classroom.
In conclusion, formative assessments are a powerful tool for educators to use to empower students and foster student achievement.